up, guys? Holy Alex with you here, bringing you Fairytail final season anime review, episode 9, titled Space, The Law of Space. This episode was pretty exciting. It was a build-up episode. It begins with Lyri doing the paperwork, for the new guild, and now Fairytail is officially back up with the new master, Ezra, and Lyri had to give the paperwork to the guy with the Earth Magic that fought Luxus in the Grand Magic games. I always forget his name. It always passes me, but he's one of the Wizard Saints. He number 5, 5th seed really, and she gives the paperwork to him, Lyri, saying this is our guild and stuff like that. And it was stated by him that Lyri's gonna be missed and Gajo because they did their work so well, and he's gonna be a hurt piece when they for leaving the council army and stuff. And you have Warren in the back saying, yes, that's true, this is gonna hurt. And then he also whispers in his head, hopefully your kids can get Makaro back from his underground mission. Because Warren is one of the very selected few who knows what Makaraj did, what he did, and why. But getting that out the way is like, we have the 3rd seat. Remember, Warren is 4th seat out of the top 4 of the Celestial 10 Wizard Saints. We've seen 3rd seat come in, and his name is Wolfhelm, and he comes in, and he starts complaining to Warren about you making all these jokes, and tension is rising between us and the Alvarez Empire and stuff like that, and you joking around too much. And then we've seen his magic, and he basically has transformation magic like Elfman, and he turns into this big husky green wolf-looking hawk type dude. And he's looking down on Warren, telling him, getting upset, screaming at him, saying, you need to take things more serious and stop joking around, and so forth. And he's just getting real upset. And you have Lyri and this guy in the back, Stone Man, just freaking out like, oh no, because, tensions are rising between these two. Then someone else comes in, and it's the 2nd seat of the Ishgard Kingdom, where Fiora is at. And I believe his name is Varmark. Basically, he got vampire magic with the other one. Wolfhelm got wolf magic, so it's funny. And they 2nd and 3rd seat. Well, Warren is 4th, and they talking amongst each other. And Lyri just drops on the floor crying, like out of shock that she met 3 out of the 4 emperors of Ishgard. And then they start talking about how powerful the Alvarez Empire is. And then something was brought to their attention. They're like, we have God Serena, right? I mean, isn't he good enough to help us fight against these guys? And the room got quiet. Like all 3 of these guys knew something. And then the guy who fought Luxus in the Grand Magic games, which like I said before, his name's escaped me. He was like, did something terrible happen to him or not? And that's when we got the shocking reveal, as you see in the thumbnail. God Serena, my favorite character, had actually betrayed Ishgard, and it has went to the Alvarez Empire. He's now one of their 12 Spriggans. So, and the 12 Spriggans, as we was told, are the 12 shields of that country. And each one of them is as powerful as the Wizard Saint number 1 rank seat, God Serena. Even though, no spoilers, but I'll have to question that. Are they really as powerful as him? And there's a reason why I'm saying that, but I don't want to give no spoilers, but just keep that in mind. Supposedly these other 11 are as strong as him. And he's ranked number 1 in Fiora. So, and yeah, that freaked out everybody. Mainly Lyri and the other guy who was there, because they didn't know. But Warren and Wolfhelm did know. Then we switch over to Ezra's group, going undercover and stuff, and basically arriving to that place where they're supposed to meet up with somebody who's a spy for them, to giving them information. Because, since they're infiltrating, they have to go from place to place. They just can't make like a straight rush there, or they get caught easy. And supposedly they have a spy there who's supposed to help them out. We also got some information that now Wendy finally did not get sick on vehicles. So I guess now that she's a stronger dragon slayer, that side effect is now affecting her. Which is kind of weird for that to be happening, but now all of a sudden it's happening. But on top of that, we also find out that the Alvarez Empire, some of their men are actually in that town that they're supposed to be going to pick up supplies and meet their spy. And we found out that both Natsu and Wendy can hear the conversation of what's going on barely all the way over there. If they were full and not sick, they probably, would hear better, but since they seasick, they like have half power right now. But they heard a pretty good amount of information. Which is weird because we already saw Natsu and Gajo do this before twice since this season started. And now we know that Wendy can do it as well. So it's nice to see the character development and their power growth as they grow in the series. But they get there and we got some good fan service with Lucy and Ezra and the human version of Kara and also Wendy. We get to see them and stuff and seducing the guards so they let them pass and stuff, and the guards just shook the bag and just let them pass. Because they were worried about letting them pass since they have gil marks and they're supposed to stop any gil wizards because that's the spot they're looking for, but they got away with it thanks to fan service. And then they also beat up some guards and got into a brawl. Ezra told not to get into one, but they got into one because this guy got kidnapped for talking back to the guards, and so they locked him up. And his son was bugging the guards, and they drew a sword on him, which that didn't go well with Fairytail, so they had to put the hands on him and lay him down, which they did that quickly. Then they went to go get some snacks, and they relaxed and talking to this one guy who has a dream to start like this melon stand all over Fiore and become rich from it. But then his shop, the instant he said this shop is my dream, it gets blown up. And Ezra got real upset because, she loves her sweets. And we get introduced to Marvin Hollow, who this guy is second in command of the British Army, or Brandish Army. Which we found out Brandish later on is one of the Spriggan 12s. And basically, he has this weird, he's a specialist in spatial magic, so anyone who uses that type of magic will get a penalty. And we find out, thanks to Ezra and Lucy trying to use it in his presence, that the penalty is they get teleported to a special realm that he created for them. So they wasn't in this battle, and it was just Grand Natsu trying to battle him. But the battle didn't last long, because while he's beating on them, somebody comes by and says specifically, stop this. And when we find out it's the captain he's under, Brandish herself, one of the 12 Spriggans. And boy, oh boy, I was like, what? She has a beautiful character design. Can't wait to see what her power is, but no spoilers, please, guys, in the comments. But, yeah, can't wait to see her in action, literally. Because, even Natsu and Grey was terrified just by looking at her. We didn't even get to see what her magic is yet, so imagine when she actually does start to fight and use her magic. That'd be crazy. But I love Brandish's character design. I think that, all the females in Fairytail, Brandish would be up there in my top 3. So, Brandish, Mary Jane will always be my number 1. And for number 3, I would have to probably say another character that we haven't got introduced as also a Spriggan, but I don't want to give out that either. But yeah, this episode was really good build up, really exciting. Hopefully you guys can get the master back if he's okay or not. But I feel bad for Miss because Miss got one-shotted by this guy, and it's like, you an older member of Fairytail and you was in the council. You should be pretty powerful. You should be able to take on A-class and higher missions. Yeah, you letting all these guys beat you quickly and getting outranked, and it's just there's no love for Mist. I feel like he's the Yamcha of this series. Everybody just craps on him and just throws him to the side, and there's no love or respect for him, But that's all I have for you guys today in this episode of Fairytail, episode 9. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell to get more. And tell me your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. and tell me what you liked about this episode and what you didn't like and what you were expecting to see. And just let's have some fun with this. See you in the next one. Peace.